Welcome to another edition of The Story Behind the Car. We're at the Lake of the Ozarks and we're with Tom, and here's his 1955 Buick Century. And we saw this car at Rust-Overfest past couple years.
Yes, sir.
And I ran into Tom last night and asked if we could shoot it. And Tom, tell us about your Buick Century, and you'll probably have to talk loud because it's awful loud here.
Not a problem. So it is a 1955 Buick Century, like he said. It was found in the weeds in Mary's Home, Missouri, about 8 years ago, something like that, and drug it out of the weeds. Had Lakeshore Fabrication out of Columbia, Missouri, made a chassis for this. We put a Mustang II front end underneath it and a Ford 9-inch rear end in it. It's got Ride Tech coilover suspension on it. Drives like a dream. It's got power steering, power brakes, rack and pinion steering. It's got everything you'd ever want. When the car was originally built, it had a 5.3 with a turbo on it, and it just really didn't have the oomph that this car deserved.
Yes.
So we ended up swapping that out this year for a 427 Dart block with a Whipple supercharger, Rosler racing transmission, and it's a running machine now.
Holy cow. And last night we were talking and you were telling me about the hood.
Yes. So the hood happened by accident. This car was parked in a garage and had a car above it that was leaking transmission fluid on it, and it streaked the hood. The transmission fluid actually took the rust off of it and exposed the paint that was underneath it.
Yes.
So we took a little bit of liberty and did some splashing of transmission fluid down the sides to get it to streak down the sides. But what could have been a disaster turned out to be a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that hood is just amazing. And then you have the fasteners.
Yeah, we added those. It's just a lot. You see those on race cars. It's just a lot easier to fasten the hood down with that. It's more secure than using an old latch system.
Yes. And prior to doing that, was the hood kind of, you could see it coming?
Well, yeah, this was a rust bucket, so nothing, all those things weren't working at the time the car was drug out of the weeds.
Okay.
There was no front end underneath it. I actually got to meet the guy that actually pulled it out of the weeds a few days ago. And he goes, yeah, I was with them when they pulled it out of the weeds. And he said that there was no front end under it, and they used an old Mustang hood to put under the car to slide it up on a trailer.
Wow.
To get it up on the trailer.
Wow.
So it's a very unique car. Everywhere we go, there's 800 cars here, and there might be 3 Buicks.
Yeah.
And none of them are like this. There's a 56 and a 57. This is the only 55 Buick at the show, which is pretty cool.
And last night you were telling me about your ports.
Yes. So on a Century, this car originally came with a V8 nailhead motor, and it had 4 ports down each side.
Yes.
If it was a Buick Century, a Buick Super, that was a 6-cylinder, and it would have 3 ports down the side. So we ended up putting new ports in it, and I put some lights in, some LED lights, and so they glow green whenever we turn them on, and it gives it a pretty cool look at night.
Yeah. And as far as the patina, everything else is
pretty original.
Yeah,
Yes.
original.
Yep.
And
everything about the car is new except the body and me.
Yeah.
Everything else, the chassis, the suspension, the motor, the transmission, the wiring, the interior, everything except the body.
And can I open the door?
Go right ahead.
Wow. That dash is amazing.
Yeah, they had some character back then for sure.
Yeah, they did.
And then we have a Holley Terminator computer system running the car.
Okay.
And that really just handles all the electronics on the car and makes it a real modern day driving machine.
Yeah. And you live in the area, do you not?
We live just north of Eldon, Missouri. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I see you at Rust-Overfest.
Yep.
And I've shot the exterior of your car a couple of times.
Yep.
but I've never had the chance to meet you. So,
Right, when you saw us up there that day, it was rainy, crappy weather, and I had the hood down and the windows rolled up because I didn't want the car to get wet.
Yeah.
When you shot it, it still had the old motor in it and the 5.3 with a turbo.
Okay. And anything about the trunk that we should talk about?
Nothing. I mean, the trunk's been fixed up a little better. I just put a new custom 35-gallon fuel tank in the bottom, below the floor of this trunk. So the cruising range on this car is a long way, and we drive it everywhere. We've driven it to Tennessee. We go to Branson all the time. And we're getting ready to do the Hot Rod Power Tour on Route 66 from Chicago to Tulsa in the first week of June. So
35 gallons.
Yes. So, and behind the wall right here, we have the battery and the intercooler water tank, storage tank, and stuff like that. So it cleaned up well and worked out well for me.
Very nice. You know, other than the damn price of gas right now, this is amazing.
And I'm good with the price of gas. You know, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue living our life like we live it.
Yep.
I put 93 in it to make it run the best it'll run, and it's all good.
And your wife was telling me last night.
Yeah, about the notes.
Yeah.
Some of the work, our to-do list.
Yes.
And it's there permanently.
Yeah. And can you tell me about the wheels and tires?
Yeah, those are 20-inch Riddler wheels on the rear and 18-inch Riddler wheels on the front. Nothing real special about the tires, other than they're as wide as I could get and still clear the frame up underneath it.
Yeah. That dash is amazing, though.
It is, isn't it? And the old buttons, the old knobs over there, they're wired to work the modern air conditioner in this car. So the vintage air is actually controlled by the old air conditioner heating controls on this car.
Who did that?
I don't know exactly the guy's name that did it, but he rigged it up to wire to do that. So it works perfectly.
Wow. That's over the top. So it's such an amazing car. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that I should have asked about?
Not that I can think of. I think we covered it all.
I do want to shoot your ornament. I love the V there.
Once the drywall's in, it's going to be packed.
And what is your favorite feature of the car, Tom?
The fact that people don't expect this motor setup in this car.
Yes.
They like the car, the patina color, but nobody expects it to be this hot rod.
Badass.
I mean, yes, exactly. Badass. That's the term.
Yes.
But yeah, a lot of people look at it. I'll have kids' reaction. They'll go, "It needs to be painted." Well, I'm not painting it. It's perfect the way that it is.
Yes, it is.
But they just don't expect it to have this kind of motor and transmission and be this finished on the inside.
Yeah. Boy, it is so clean. Well, Tom, thank you so much for showing us the car and telling us the story behind the car.
Yeah, I appreciate the interest, and I think it's really cool that you looked at it a few years ago and we're finally meeting over it. I appreciate that.
And what's really cool is your wife was saying that she came across the video and then pointed it out to you.
Yep, the video that you shot a few years ago, she came across it online about 6 months ago and just goes, "You got to see this." So it was really neat.
Well, I'll send you a link to this one, Tom, and you guys can enjoy it and enjoy the Hot Rod 100 or Hot Rod Power Tour.
I appreciate that. We will. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Route 66 100th anniversary.
Big deal this year. They're expecting 10,000 cars. Goes from Chicago to Tulsa, comes through Missouri. So there's a mini stop in Rolla, Missouri, and a full stop in Springfield. So, and then another mini stop in Joplin, Missouri.
Yes.
So it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm going to try to make a couple of the mini stops just to shoot some videos.
Absolutely. You should have plenty of subjects to talk to.
Yeah, and if I see you, I'll say hey.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Thanks. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you.